Hello, this is Jared French, and I'd like to discuss a special topic for American History course number 1. I'd like to identify a context for the Danbury Baptist Jefferson letters, and because the Jefferson letter has been interpreted by the 1970 Supreme Court to refine the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment to be a wall of separation, meaning that government is neutral. It has to move towards a secular state where you suppress the uniquenesses of religion. And so, establish this context for the Danbury letter, I would go to the American Historical Imprints database, and I'd point you to the minutes of the Danbury Baptist Association for 1801. That's their annual meeting, where the associated church is sending their representatives, where they make resolutions, where they look at where they're going to partner together. Item number 15 that they voted on is voted that elders Royce, Wildman, Dodge, Nelson, and Deacon Mills and Robbins be a committee to prepare an address to the President of the United States in behalf of this association. And you can look above and see where each of those representatives come from, what churches. Now, while you're there, I'd also then tell you to go to the 1802 minutes. And I'm just pointing out there, they don't make any reference to the committee's results. They don't make a reference to Jefferson's reply. So it's kind of this one and done event. And now I would then go again, fast forward to 1802, in July of 1802, to a sermon delivered at West Springfield in the anniversary of the 4th of July, where Nehemiah Dodge is delivering a sermon, a political sermon. You can see his name in the minutes. You can see his name in Jefferson's reply. He's part of that committee. And he's delivering a sermon on Psalm 46:4, which is, there is a river, its streams delight the city of God. And he traces in that sermon the city of God from Jerusalem of the Old Testament to the new heavenly Jerusalem of the book of Revelation, the New Testament. Along the way, he's heading to his punch, and he calls out those who are trampling the city of God, the Church of Rome, the Church of England, the New England infant baptizers, the Congregationalists. And then he says, what a wonderful mercy our great God indeed, that he has so caused the wheels of providence to roll in these United States, that we have a Jefferson at the helm of government who is fully convinced that the Church of God needs none of his aid. And then he gets 6 applications on how the church are to look to God and act by faith in church matters. As he closes, he says, as to our religious rights and privileges, if they are not secured and defended by some being more important than Washington, Adams, or Jefferson, we shall all turn out like hypocrites upon a sandy foundation, whether Republicans or Federalists. For my part, I do not thank any man or body of men for granting me the privilege of worshiping God, how and when and where I please, as the Bible and conscience dictates. So with that context, now you can go read the letter exchange. The Bill of Rights Institute and their resource library of primary sources has them side by side. The Danbury letter from that got kicked off by that committee meeting, and then Jefferson's reply. And so I ask you, does this, when you put this context all together, as you students, as you try to think through history, does this exchange support a neutralizing of religion in the public sphere, in our governments? Especially when the Danbury letter says that no man ought to suffer in name, person, or effects on account of his religious opinions. How can we neutralize them then? So I offer that to you. It's kind of a very neat, exciting look at these primary sources that we have access to, and the Imprints database is a valuable resource. So I'll talk to you more on the discussion boards. Goodbye.